The 2022 NBA champions were a shadow of themselves in both the 2022-2023 regular season and playoffs, leaving many fans confused about the organization's decline in performance. In any case, Gary Payton II, who returned to the Warriors mid-season, explained what truly happened. So join me as I discuss how Payton perceived differently about the Warriors after his return. Gary Payton II returned. From going undrafted in 2016 to bouncing from different teams throughout the G League and the NBA, Gary Payton II finally landed with the Golden State Warriors. He had signed a 10-day contract with the Warriors before being signed for the rest of the season. However, just before the start of the 2021-2022 NBA season, he was later resigned by the Warriors after clearing waivers. In any case, he had a breakout season with the Warriors in 2021-2022 when he averaged just 17.6 minutes per game while scoring 7.1 points on 61.6% shooting and pulling down 3.5 rebounds. He started the first two games of the Western Conference semifinals against the Memphis Grizzlies, and in Game 5 of the finals, he posted 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals in a win over the Boston Celtics. In Game 6, Payton had an impressive defensive role that helped the Warriors clinch the NBA title. In any case, he agreed to a 3-year, $28 million free agent contract with the Portland Trail Blazers, but in the offseason, he had a core muscle surgery that kept him out for several months. Nevertheless, he made his debut 6 months later, recording 7 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal in a win against the Detroit Pistons. Unfortunately, he played only 15 games for the Blazers, averaging 4.1 points on 58.5% shooting and 2.6 rebounds per game, and was eventually traded back to the Warriors in a mid-season 4-team trade that sent James Wiseman to the Detroit Pistons, providing Golden State with a boost defensively. Unfortunately, the Golden State Warriors, Gary Payton II left wasn't what he meant. The Warriors this season. Many players and Warriors fans were disappointed by the loss of Gary Payton II because a defensive star was essential to the team's championship win. In any case, the Warriors entered the 2022-2023 season as defending champions, and as such, there were a lot of expectations on the team. However, they made some tremendous changes to the 2023 championship-winning roster as they lost Gary Payton II, Damian Lee, Otto Porter Jr., and Juan Toscano Anderson to free agency. But the Warriors returned with some crucial players when they re-signed Kevin Looney, Andre Iguodala, Jordan Poole, and Andrew Wiggins, and added new players like Jermichael Green, Ty Jerome, and Dante DiVincenzo to the roster. Unfortunately, despite the team ending the regular season 6th in the Western Conference with a 44-38 record, they struggled throughout the season as they had one of the worst records on the road. At the Chase Center, the Warriors were 33-8 during the regular season, which was the 3rd best in the league, but on the road, they were 11-30, which was the 4th worst road record and by far the worst road record of any team that advanced to the playoffs. In fact, their dip in the wins was the worst for a defending champion since Michael Jordan left the Bulls following the 1997-1998 season. According to NBA stats, the Warriors were the number 3 at home but 28th on the road. At the Chase Center, every opponent the Warrior faced during the regular season shot 33.1% from beyond the arc, but when the Warriors defended on the road, they shot 39.7%. That differential of 6.6% was by far the largest in the league, and for a defending champion, their record was the strangest in the league. The team's defensive rating dropped from 1st in the league the previous season to 17th. It's interesting to note that even while their offensive ratings improved from 17th in the 2021-2022 season to 8th in the 2022-2023 season, their struggles were more evident. So it didn't come as a surprise that they also struggled in the playoffs. Strange playoffs. For a defending champion, many were expecting nothing short of a Western Conference Finals from the Golden State Warriors. However, they dropped both of the opening 2 games of the series against a Sacramento Kings team that hadn't appeared in the playoffs since 2006. The Warriors, however, won 2 on the road before eventually winning the series, mounting a 4-3 comeback win in Game 7, where point guard Steph Curry scored a playoff career-high 50 points and Kevin Looney grabbed 21 rebounds. The win made the Warriors the first reigning champion to drop the first 2 games and win any postseason series. The first round win wasn't convincing in any way, as the brilliance of Steph Curry and Looney saw to it that the defending champion defeated a team that hadn't been in the playoffs in 16 years. In this series, Steph Curry was the focal point of the offense as he averaged 22.8 points on 48.8% shooting, 4.9 assists, and 4.9 rebounds per game. Luckily, they managed to go the Western Conference semifinals against the Los Angeles Lakers. But when they faced the Lakers, their inadequacy was exposed for all to see. They lost the series, winning only 2 games, and despite Steph averaging 26.7 points on 43.9% shooting, 7.5 assists, and 5.5 rebounds per game, the rest of the roster's record was far from impressive. Andre Wiggins averaged 15 points on 45.2% shooting, 5.3 rebounds, and 2.7 assists per game throughout 6 games. On the other hand, Klay Thompson averaged just 9 points per game on 21.4% shooting throughout the final 3 games of the series against the Lakers while playing 38.6 minutes per game, while Jordan Poole averaged just 8.3 points on 34.5% shooting, 1.8 rebounds, and 4.2 assists per game in the entire Western Conference semifinals. So what actually went wrong, you might wonder? How did a defending champion roster become a shadow of itself after just a season? A roster that led to the 2022 NBA championship, failing just a year later. What actually went wrong? Gary Payton had something to say. What Gary Payton sensed after his return. In order to improve their defensive issues, the Warriors acquired Gary Payton II from the Portland Trail Blazers, Detroit Pistons, and Atlanta Hawks in a 4-team trade. The two-way guard only played 7 games during the regular season due to a core muscle issue that kept him out for several months. And in the 7 games he played, he averaged 5.7 points on 60.7% shooting and 4.3 rebounds per game. Obviously, he wasn't signed for his offensive attribute, but rather his defensive qualities, and he put up an impressive display in the 16.1 minutes per game he managed in the 7 games. Anyway, in the 12 games he played 2023 playoff series, he managed 16 minutes per game, recording 6.8 points on 66.7% shooting and 3.7 rebounds per game. He even posted 15 points in 23 minutes against the Los Angeles Lakers in Game 4. However, after the Warriors lost the Lakers in Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals, Payton revealed that upon returning to the organization in early February, he could sense the vibe surrounding the 2022-23 team was different than the team he won a championship with just 8 months prior. Payton admitted that returning to the Warriors he had left just 8 months prior, he had to start building relationships with them from scratch with the guys he had left, as they were all by themselves. He observed that it appeared that everyone was merely there to work rather than to be more than just teammates, and he simply tried to figure things out on his own to continue to do what was necessary for the team for the rest of the season. The vibe was a little different, obviously, Payton said. The reason for the different vibe in the Warriors organization has left some fans worried about what did happen to the defending champion and if the dynasty is coming to an end. What could have possibly caused it? Was the odd vibe connected to the Draymond Poole incident? For a team that won the NBA championship a season earlier, the Golden State Warriors' performance in the 2022-23 season was far from impressive. And one incident many points to for the less impressive performance from key players and the lack of chemistry is the Draymond Green-Jordan Poole punch incident before the start of the season. Just before the 2022-23 season started, footage from the Warriors' training facility emerged of Green and Poole having a heated interaction. In the video, the pair were seen exchanging words before the Warriors veteran punches Poole in the face, knocking him to the ground. It wasn't the first time they had a verbal altercation, but it was the first time it went physical, as they were caught arguing against the Minnesota Timberwolves just a year earlier. In any case, the incident was believed to have been more serious than the Warriors would like to admit, as it ruined the team's chemistry and ultimately affected Poole's confidence. His playoff scoring decreased from 17.3 points on 50.8% shooting in the 2022 postseason to 10.3 points on 34.1% shooting in the 2023 postseason. After scoring 21 points and draining 6 threes against the Lakers, he averaged just 8.3 points on 34.5% shooting and made just 1 out of 17 threes the rest of the series. However, when asked if Draymond Green-Jordan Poole punch incident had something to do with the team's less impressive performances, Gary Payton II noted that what happened was all basketball, as both players are competitive and full of emotions. He further stressed that they've grown from it, and the team's chemistry is way better, and as such, fans can rest assured that the Warriors will look to reset and reestablish the positive vibes from their championship run. What do you think about the Warriors' performance in the 2023 NBA playoffs? Do you sense anything different from the championship winning roster? Let me know in the comments section.